IKONINI.
Yeah, so kuna story fulani pia ilikuwa on Citizen na story kwa Citizen ilikuwa inasema kuwa I regret fans blast Koffi Olomide over Kisumu concert. So basically kile inasemekana ni Kofi alishia Kisumu and he ended up performing through lip syncing, yes? So kuna mtu alikuwa anasema ama ilikuwa imeandikwa hivi, dispirited fans who attended the show at the 32,000 capacity stadium have blasted the Papa Mobimba hitmaker for robbing them of a good time by merely prancing around on stage singing along to pre-recorded songs, failing to perform with his live band and spending his time on stage merely chanting and taking video selfies of himself. Then kuna mtu alisema I paid 5,000 for the VIP ticket only to watch a man I grew up admiring jump around the stage surrounded by 50 bouncers and taking selfies of himself. Karen Wanjao, a disappointed fan, wrote on X. He also danced for like 10 minutes and then disappeared. That was the worst concert experience of my life. So, nachikiaje hii story?
Niko na kiulizi.
Yes.
How old is this man?
I think right now he's in his 60s.
So, devil's advocate.
Yes.
Do we expect a 60-year-old man to perform the way he used to perform?
Just sing. No, mupenaga sana kusema hakuna mtu endaga kuona singa akidance. So kuja kuona singa akising.
But you see, if like that girl has said, yeah, if you grew up listening to this man's music or watching him on TV, yeah, you knew he was a performer.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't want to just, I want to see the whole performance, yeah. But no, he's an old man, yeah. I mean, 10 minutes ni mingi, man.
No, melipa 5K.
Kuja alipe kwa RAPCHA. Anyway.
Yes, that makes sense. Yes. Yeah.
I'm just saying it's unfortunate, but I mean, like, he's an old man.
Yeah.
I don't expect him. I don't know how he danced, by the way. Sijui kama alikuwa na choreography or not. Sijaona any of the videos on social media kuonyesha what he was doing. And the way I imagine it, I'm thinking that it's as pathetic as I think it is.
Papa Mobimba.
Yeah.
Papa Mobimba, yeah. Papa Mobimba. Okay. So kuna watu walijitetea, inaitwa the Mzuka Fest Organizing Committee, sindio?
Yeah.
Walisema it was all an airline issue. So he missed his Wednesday flight, forcing him to settle for Saturday, the day he arrived without his band. The idea was his band to travel via flight to Entebbe, Uganda, then come to Kisumu by road. At the Busia border, the band experienced some clearance difficulties which delayed their arrival. They did, however, arrive in Kisumu on Sunday morning, way after the show had ended. So inamaanisha by the time walikuwa na arrive Kisumu on Sunday, they were illegal refugees.
But kuna kuanga na ile nini, the lack of preparedness on your side does not constitute an emergency on my side. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is Africa. This is Africa. I will repeat again. This is motherfucking Africa. Why the hell are you doing everything last minute? You cannot do anything last minute in Africa, especially if you're crossing borders where we know there are some corrupt agents or
wanafaa kuja way before.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're performing on Saturday, they should have been here by latest Thursday.
Yeah, because even if it's a band, yeah. So if you're coming on Saturday and you're performing on Saturday, what time are you setting up?
Yeah.
What time are you even testing the sound? What time?
Ujenishendaga Congo by road.
Yeah.
Because I went through Uganda. Sindio? It won't take all those days. Acheki. So if they really wanted to Nini, wange toka Congo by Wednesday, they'd have been in Nini by Thursday usiku.
Yeah, exactly. But I think ni ile kudharau tu, yani hawakufikiria it's a big deal. Na ndio maana alichukulia like, you know, it's child's play. Like he came and danced around for 10 minutes and took selfies. And in his head he's like, kwani who are these people? I don't think he gave it the respect that he would have given it if it was on another stage. You
Yes,
understand?
yes.
I think he just thought this is
He's 68 years old. Oh shit.
yeah,
Okay.
an old man.
68 years old. But now, let's talk of a younger person. Chris Brown in South Africa. We check the images. Even Nani, we check Nani attended, Jackie Vike.
I've
And
not
she,
seen.
yes, and she had VIP tickets. Like, how dope was that? Like, and yeah, okay.
I've just been
performed.
seeing it on the Instagrams of two of my friends. And Niereke Guerema, like, yo, like this dude performed. And you know the way sometimes you go to a concert and the artist performs like songs mpya zenye hakuna mtu anajua and all that. This dude performed all the songs mpaka zile you know the songs that he wrote when he was like 16 years 17 years. He performed. And did you see him flying over there? Oh my gosh, this dude really went out.
Because imekuja a week after I'd gone on a rant about Diamond.
Yes,
I think the Diamond performances are trash. They're not worth $150,000. Of course, Chris Brown was paid much higher than that, but still, they are not worth that. He does not perform. Chris Brown can dance and sing at the same time. Diamond can't do this, the two things. Diamond kujagapa playback. The same shit watu wana blame Koffi Olomide is what Diamond does on a good day. When he's arrived in Nairobi, yes, when he's arrived in Nairobi, like 72 hours before, he'll come and do this shit that Kofi did. So, hakuna kitu mtu ananiambia like Diamond is kwende kabisa. Na I watch Chris Brown. After I watch Chris Brown, he should stop that bullshit. Like, no. Like that Chris Brown concert, like it's trending for a reason. I think last week US kuna dem alikuwa na trend anaitwa Dochi. Remember I showed you Dochi?
Yes.
After Dochi trended in America because of that crazy, she did like a crazy performance. Ile alikuwa wamejifunga nywele.
Yeah.
Now that was huko Africa. Chris Brown was
and you
trending.
know, like it's such a beautiful thing to see an artist like Chris Brown come to perform in Africa. Unajua vile huwa wana announce I'm going on a world tour. And they do the UK. I mean they
Africa.
do Europe, America, Australia. And then the rest of us, we are just not the world. I think we're in Mars or whatever, because they never do it. But then for him to come and do such a performance in Africa, you know, it's the thing I was saying, Kofi, the way he did not respect the stage that he was going to, this dude respected it. And also, like, you can see the way he has been getting influences from Afrobeats. I don't know what Afrobeats is anymore. Like, is
that Nigerian sound.
That Nigerian sound is Afrobeats, yeah? And the South African one is Amapiano. So that's not Afrobeats. Yeah. Okay, so now the way you've seen Chris Brown getting the influences that he's been getting from Amapiano, and you could see he performed. Did you see? Like, he sang.
Shwalabam. Ali danced.
And more. I've just watched a story here. Nasi only Shwalabam. He didn't do just that only. He did more. I'll show you the videos after this. And man.
Yeah, Chris Brown. And I hope one day, because I think it's been over a year. It's over, like, we sat with Jackie Vicky over 300 episodes ago. So na hope tukika naye tutamuulize swali, like the experience just being there and seeing that, because I think it was wanasemekana was 60,000 or 80,000 people. 80,000 capacity stadium imeja. And South Africa is it's very crime prone. So I'd want to know if there was crime during your
I've just seen
security ilikuwa poa kabisa.
The type of crime that I saw is different, yeah? But I just saw saizi, the number of people who bought fake tickets.
Oh, shit.
Thousands. And you can see them outside the stadium, Waf. Thousands.
So someone is...
Like,
right
Ruto
angeenda
smame hapo, angesema akona followers.
Oh, okay.
Thousands of people who bought, like, fake tickets. And, you know... You spent your money, of course, because you paid the full amount of what was being advertised. Then you show up, you're being told this is not real. Thousands of people.
Damn. Alafu najua South Africa, fanyaga lazima tujiulize hii swali moja. Unafikiria mkoloni alitoka Africa too soon like Kenya? Because when you look at South Africa, minus the apartheid, but now you have to protect the apartheid as part of it. But if you look at how far SA iko ikikame to concerts, ikikame to lifestyle, like when you look at unga tuko tunawatchigi na wewe SABC top billing, those houses. Because I remember majuzi nilikuwa naambia watu jua like the houses in South Africa, it's just ridiculous. Even the architecture and even black architects in South Africa don't fuck around. Sindio? Kenya black architects enda tu pale nini Huruma uangalie. That's hiyo ni vitu tunafanya. So nafikiria mkoloni alitoka too soon ama?
Nah, that one, I won't agree with you. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
It's sad saying it, and I'm ashamed saying it.
Yeah, the negative side of it, the impact that would have come along with it is worse than the
economic benefits.
Yeah, the economic benefits, number one. Number two, it's
also the white man makes you very violent. That's why
exactly, that's what I wanted to say.
Black nini wale wa states wanakuwaga violent na pia South Africa wanakuwaga violent.
Exactly. On the plus side of it, I remember Abigail Arunga saying that South Africa has such beautiful music because of the pain they went through. But that doesn't matter. I don't agree with you with you, number one.
Music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Number two, I saw this episode of Sauti Soul on Mic Check podcast, yeah? And Bien said something. We're not creative. We can't blame it on the white man. So right now, any Kenyan with money, according to that episode, I don't know if you've watched it.
Yeah.
Any Kenyan with money, anajenga mall. Yes, exactly.
It's not that they're not creative. It's stolen money.
No, even if it's stolen money, you can be creative with stolen money.
People with legit money are creative
with stolen money.
Stolen money, you're trying to hide it.
Yes.
And the easiest way to hide it is a building.
Yes, and that you can build a different building. It doesn't have to be a mall. It does not have to be a mall.
I'd say it's just the rich people.
You can bring an arena. You understand? Sio lazima ikuwe mall. You can be the
we have
first
to think about it. A lot of
Tyler Perry of whatever.
A lot of rich,
hapo
nita disagree because a lot
of
rich people Kenya ni watu wako na political connections, yes?
Yes.
So skiza. That's what we are thinking of.
Yes.
But if you are to think of someone like the Mombasa cement guy, the guy who died, you find he does not have a mall.
Yes. Yes.
So when we're thinking of watu wa malls, ni watu wa politics. Si watu wa it's not clean money, it's political money, it's taxpayers money. So a lot of these bullshit buildings you see have been made from taxpayers money.
Yes.
But people who've actually made their own money, apart from Chris Kirubi na Two Rivers, the rest, does SK Mashari have a mall? If you look at the real people who made their own money, they don't have malls. Malls mostly ukiona ni political. Yaya ilikuwa be what taxpayers money. So you'll find that there's always the politics and the taxpayers money.
Yeah, but that's all I'm saying is,
yes,
hata ukiiba jamani, fanya research, kuwa creative, hata kama ni pesa za kuiba.
Kenya inakuwaga ujaisikia the famous saying in Kenya, you can never go wrong with real estate.
Yes,
that's what they say.
Yes, and that's exactly what I'm saying as well.
It's a very
ni
bad
sawa
belief.
Iba whatever, sio lazima ujenge apartment ama ujenge mall. There are other things that you can build with land and real estate.
But you see now it goes back to ile debate ingine tena ya ile before you understand money, and I won't say that I understand money, but I'm starting to understand money. But before you understand it, you always believe that rent is wrong. Macheki. That's why right now, if you give the average Kenyan peer, if you give them 10 million shillings, the first thing they'll do is buy a house.
Yeah.
The same house they could have been renting for 30k or 50k. Yes? They'll still buy it.
I think it's the trauma. Let me look at it from the point of view of majority of us, yeah? It's, I don't want to use the word trauma. Jesus. I think, but I'm going to use it. Ni ile yenye you grew up in such poverty, like thug rock. A a lot of us were kicked out of our childhood homes, yeah? And some of us ended up being homeless at some point in our lives. Na iyo fear ya kukua without a place to stay ndio inakwambia hii pesa itaisha. You understand? Kuna hiyo, yeah, at least kuwa na kwako ndio pesa ikiisha you're not in the streets. Hivyo ndio watu wengi hujiambia. I don't understand the people who will pay like 80 million for an apartment in Kileleshwa. Hiyo sielewi. But
yeah, mostly political money.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people getting a mortgage kwanza. A mortgage for an apartment between 50 to 80 million in Westie or whatever.
The population will keep growing. I think one of the things ile move from your life is life. It creates patterns, but it's also random as fuck. Yes? We never thought that we'd get super fast internet ocha. Remember ile time ilikuwa ocha? I realized two things. Streaming, perfect. Uploading, not yet. Sindio? So uploading and not yet for me. Because mi nimezoea kuupload at 500 MB, speeds of 500 MB. Sindio? But mtu wa kawaida ulianeza waki-upload like a 16 GB file for 8 hours. They don't feel anything bad with that. They are okay with that. Sindio? So for mtu yote kusema that life in 50 years itakuwa hivi, what will AI be doing in 50 years?
Exactly.
So people will be working from home, a lot of people. Sindio? So this urban demand might not end up being what everyone thinks it's going to be. Because hii demand ati kila mtu atakuwa kikuja Nairobi. Because kumbuka time yetu ilikuwaga simple. Yani kitambo time ya mabuda zetu ilikuwa you reach a certain age you come to Nairobi. Right now you don't have to. And right that's now, the danger.
We're actually seeing a mass migration. Millennials are leaving Nairobi. A lot of people are going back to places like Limuru, Nanyuki, Kilifi, Kisumu. People are going back. A lot of people, and they are like advocating for it. No one who has moved away will say, hey, by the way, I need to come back. I've seen so many people in my life who have gone to Meru, Arusha, Nanyuki, Limuru. Like people are just moving to places where life is easier than Nairobi. And I think, yes, ni vile umesema, first of all, new construction is more expensive than what is already existing.
Yes.
So cost of living inaletwa juu in some places. So I have seen both happening, whereby a new construction has been built next to a building, and because of that new construction coming up, value ya ingine ikaenda chini, where rent was 140k, now imeshuka to 90k. Because of
50. You can never go wrong with real estate.
Exactly. So rent imeshuka by 50k in like 3 months. And then these Somalis are not playing with no one. Building in a songa at a pace, like, you understand, when they start, it's to finish. So work on a foundation in a chimbo, you're like, this one will take 2 years. Higher, unashtuka within 1 year, it's done. Right? So now, the new building, of course, rent will be ridiculously high. But then the one that was next to it now, rent imeshuka. And then that's where you first go wrong with real estate. And number two, with the cost of inflation, some of us were rejoicing like, yes, nimeingia middle class. And then Ruto told us, you thought. Then you go back to where you are, right? Because you thought maybe your salo will do this, but it can't do it anymore. And where you thought you're getting into the upper middle class is not true. So people are still really watching their pockets. No one, except for people who have something wrong in their heads, no one in their right mind will go and spend like 50% of their salary on rent. You understand how it makes sense?
So but now, most people do.
Most
people do. Najua vile umesema tu no one in their right mind. Najua vile kwa tunasema like people are not taught about money. Yes?
Financial literacy.
Mi nitakuwa honest, like hata by time mi nawe tuko tuna meet, I was spending a big chunk. I was spending over 40% of my Nini on rent because I wanted to live next to town. Understand? So kulikuwa na hiyo element where you don't, especially if you don't have responsibilities, and by responsibilities I mean a family, people who are you have to worry about ni wewe peke yako. People do dumb shit. So napataga like I know, niko sure silisemekana sijui over how many, like I think the whole of Kenya ikikam to salaries, I think it's less than 200,000 people who earn 100 Gs.
Yeah, that number was shocking.
And
to
you'll
me.
find a lot of people hao wanaishi kwa house are at least 40k, majority of them wacheki. And now tukitoka hapo tuna go back to most of them still wakiangukia any 10 million shillings hivi, most of them will most probably buy a house more than construct, because construct out there like in the orchards you'll still have a huge chunk of your money left. Unaweza construct with 5M let's say, and you're left with 5M to invest here and there, sindio? Most people will just maybe take the 10 million, invest in a house that's worth 20 million, end up na 10 million debt that they'll struggle and end up losing the 10 million because they can't, you see. So kuna hiyo ujinga owning a house, it's been fed into people. And hata mtu agiuge na mtu naambia mtu hakuna vile unaweza invest 10 million to avoid paying rent ya 30 Gs. That's stupid, because the 10 million can bring you more than 30 Gs. Even if the 10 million is bringing you 50 Gs, yes, you're making 10 Gs more than. But shida yetu I think ni when you have 10 million you want to move to Westlands and live in a house here 200 Gs because you have the 10 million. That gives you how much? It gives you 50 months only, you see. But if you maintain a house at 30 Gs and you invest this 10 million, it's some good money. Especially saizi umecheki vile money markets zimefanya mpaka the government wants to stop local borrowing, yes. So even the money market thing, we can only enjoy it for some time, but at some point it's going to be taken away. But let's even say it's taken away. If you had 10 million na money market yako ni 14%, that means you are making 1.4 million. 1.4 million, if you break it down into 12 months, that's at least 110,000. 110,000 is better than avoiding to pay rent at 30 Gs. Understand what I mean? Because how kama zile za Langata, the houses we used to stay in, if you had to sell them, how much would you sell that house if it's being sold?
9 million, 9 to
yes, but 9, Kenya,
9 to maybe 12 million.
But what was our rent?
30 Gs.
You see,
yeah.
So when you look at the mathematics doesn't math like that, but everyone is obsessed with owning a home, owning a house, owning a what. No one is obsessed with your financial security and what. So that's why these buildings in a spring up everywhere.
It's not about financial security. It's honestly about financial illiteracy, because a lot of people, even right now, wakiangukia some windfall somewhere, they don't know what to do with that money. They honestly don't know, and the one thing that they know for sure is you can never go wrong with real estate, because that's what we've been tumeimbiwa mpaka tumeamini. Yeah, I remember someone akienjoy Mainaka Geni on Twitter when he was selling land on
Islama
plot, and his biggest selling point is you're right next to the SGR, not the terminal or whatever. You're like railway inapita hapo kando ya land yako. So someone asked him, kwani alikuwa anafikiria tutakuwa tunauzia watu kwa train mahindi ama what did he think would happen? You understand? Because that was the biggest selling point, yeah? And people were flocking to buy, like, you understand? Yes.
And that's noise. That's not
yeah,
good
that's
meaning.
noise.
You need to be far from, and also pia how accidents happen.
Yes, if it derails.
Inakupata kwa hao.
Yes.
Okay.
If it derails.
Unatengeneza strungi, alafu story yako imeisha hapo.
Yeah.
Like kuna hizi vitu mob sana zile zinakuaga like, yes, death can find you anywhere, but don't tempt fate.
Yeah.
If you can avoid being next kwa nini, unacheki hata zile hiyo time tukiwa NHC kuna gari ziko zinatoka kwa main road
zinaingia kwa nyumba ya ule mzee. There was one person who was right next to the road mwenye ilifanyika mara mbili, right?
Yeah. These things
gari liingia tu kwa window ya sitting room yake. Not once but twice. That's scary, man.
Yes, but it just shows you your story. Next to the road needs to be next to the road in a reasonable way where
Yes.
you're not too close because roads pia
especially a
dust.
highway. Number one, if it's next to the road, kama ni hizi tarmac roads in a suburb, fine. But the highway, it makes sense.
Ni tricky.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day vile tunasema juu ukitaka kununua nyumba unajua like isikuwe ati si tuna kustress na nini. We're just saying there are better ways to still
Apart from
stay liquid.
MMF.
Yes, there are better ways.
What else would you?
Apart from MMF, it's the reason why I mean kibonga mostly juu MMF, it's because it's the safest way to grow your money and still keep it. But for someone like me, I'd go. I think like the smart home market in Kenya has not been tapped. There are no enough smart homes, but there are enough Kenyans with a lot of money. Na kungata
To go
majuzi,
smart, yeah.
I was talking to that friend of mine, ulanitwa Gathemia,
Yeah.
and I was asking him, because remember he built a house in Limuru. Like a farmhouse, unajua hivyo, like he has cows, he has what. So I was asking him like, yeah, Buddha, is there anything that's smart in your home? Akasema zi. Nikamuuliza why? Akasema, where do I get this smart stuff? So to me that would be, it's something that I'd enjoy doing, just setting up smart homes for people. So that's what I'd invest in. But remember the other thing, Musa Maga, only invest in something you know. You remember I used to own taxis. How did that business go? Yeah. So lazima ujue, do I enjoy driving? Not that much. I'm not someone to amka to on a day and decide to go on a highway. You understand? So would I have enjoyed being a taxi driver the whole day? No. So don't get into that business. Get into a business that ule watu kama waifanyi unaweza jifanyia wewe mwenyewe. Unaelewa? But a lot of people don't do that. Kila mtu anataka kuingia kwa biashara you have no business doing. Like, hey, buda jo, mwafjo siku hizi nasikia kuna vile nini naitwa bata mzinga sijui zina halafu unaingia.
I remember ile story ya quail eggs.
Yes.
Where every Kenyan and their grandmother walienda kutafuta mayai ya quail. That hurt a lot of people.
Yes.
You know that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It goes to your kitu. If someone tells you it's making a lot of money, most probably the market is over flooded.
Yeah.
Remember hata Uber?
yeah, even
was the
Uber it was the same
Walianza
thing.
na Uber siku za kwanza, they made a lot of money. Siku hizi they are barely surviving.
Yeah.
That's why longa that annoying question, unaenda wapi, imekuandikia ngapi, that
Yeah.
question.
But I saw something interesting, and I honestly I want to do like a case study of the person who owns Metro Trans. Is my Metro buses and Metro Trans, yeah. So they started as a joke, and right now on TikTok, Kenya is known as ile country yenye watu upanga line. You understand? Because a lot of the TikToks that trend globally sana ziu happen pale panaitwaje ambassador pale.
Okay.
And jioni siwase wanakuanga wamepanga line wakingojea hizo mabasi kwenda home. And juzi nikaona a cab, very fancy looking cab, and it's called Geneva something, I don't remember, but it's a cab from those buses. And it's electric, it's fully electric. So considering how popular those buses are and how people would not use anything else to go home, wako radhi wapange line kwenda home hata kama kuna nyesha, watu tapanga hizo line, yeah. So I want to see if this taxi business will pick up, and considering how smart it is, because it is electric Ubers, but it's not your kawaida sijui hybrid Toyotas, whatever. It's some car that looks really nice, yeah. It's like a simple small car, but it looks really nice. I've never seen that brand before. I don't know what it's called. I'll check to see. But I want to see how that performs, because now we're looking at it at the ground floor, right? So I'd really love to see how it goes.
But you see now, if that person wale watu wana Iran, they are passionate about it,
Yeah.
they're going to succeed. But
Yeah.
because I think the only thing mekamkula nje biashara ni don't enter a business you know nothing about, because hata kuchezo itakuwa rahisi sana.
Yeah.
Watu watakwambia hapo like nini unajua haujui, you don't know anything. Let's try and imagine an illiterate person enters the computer business sindio so he's importing computers and he's illiterate atakuwa hapo akiamba unajua nini chatpt ilikuwa imeharibika so tumegeuza chatpt tatu za hizi computer you understand and people just play you but
that reminds me of this woman. What's she called? A fashionable step mom here. When she started this whatever, she was charged. Kuna mtu alimpigia simu akamwambia kufungua YouTube unafaa kulipa hii pesa, kufungua Instagram unafaa kulipa hii do, na akalipa mse hiyo do. Imagine alilipa kufunguliwa YouTube, alilipa kufunguliwa Instagram. Can you believe that shit?
Yeah, but
it's true.
Ruto wanted that. The Kenya Film and Commission whatever wanted to be doing that to get license. So I guess that person was working for the government before the government knew he was working for them. But yeah, don't do business that you have nothing to you know nothing about. Utaenda tu umelia kwa choo, sindio? But funny enough, this was just supposed to be about concerts, ended up being about business
and money.
Yes. So ikonene